This year I started composting at school and in science, and so we're doing a whole bunch of composting and it's really fun.
This past year I started a pedicab service here in Corvallis, and the pedicab is basically a bicycle taxi.
This year I started doing some work on my church. We took the Energy Challenge a year ago and discovered we needed some better windows in one of our wings. So we took these old aluminum single pane windows and replaced them with some good insulated windows to help cut down on our heating losses at the building.
This year we replaced our old hot water heater with an on-demand hot water heater.
This year we have installed over 100 kilowatts of solar on local roofs. Over 30 years, that's over 2 million pounds of carbon saved out of the atmosphere as compared to producing our power with coal.
This year, I have walked and biked to school more than I have in other years because of the new initiative in Corvallis to try to help kids walk and bike to school more.
This year, I have been growing our own food, and I've been trying to set up a permaculture situation in our backyard. So we're composting and growing clover and beans and whatever we can year-round to try to set up a system that reseeds itself.
This past year, I've been a wildlife steward at Jefferson Elementary School. We have an outdoor classroom at Dixon Creek that's right alongside the school property, and I help to maintain it. And this past year, I got a grant to get some trees and bushes. We got about 20 plants, and I had a team of volunteers, and we planted them along the creek. So we get the kids to come out to the classroom and do projects on bugs, aquatic life, plants, birds, things like that.
This year, I am restoring and remodeling an old, decrepit house instead of building a new one, using as many recycled materials and used materials as I can.
This past year, I opened up a cloth diaper business. It's a very eco-friendly, not using disposables. Cloth diapers is a great thing to use.
This year, I've worked on a couple collaborative urban design projects that address environmental, social, and economic concerns.
This year, we use cloth napkins, we use cloth rags, and when a shirt gets too old to be worn and too threadbare to be given to Goodwill, then we cut it up and it becomes a rag.
This year, I am commuting to work in an electric car. I built this car with my son and converted it. It's a BMW 325 that we have removed the engine and replaced it with an electric motor and batteries. This past year we also had a photovoltaic system installed on our house to produce electricity, which is partially powering the car. And so I am trying to do as much commuting as possible without using any gas.
This year, as I do forest reforestation, looking for sustainability for our rivers and streams, trying to catch the silt from going into the rivers, which smothers the eggs. If we're able to do that, then the eggs have a chance to reach maturation, and of course they become fish that way.
This year, I began working on a brand new house that we're using a number of sustainability techniques, including it's going to be a straw bale house, so it's made out of straw bales, and passive solar so that we won't have to use as much heat. It's going to have a masonry stove in it where you can heat up a bunch of mass with wood and it'll heat your house all day. Where part of our ground is going to be made out of mud, so we'll have a dirt floor and as much reused materials as possible. We bought almost all of our windows off of Craigslist, one by one, saving a lot of money and a lot of resources. And then it's a oak savanna area, so we are wanting to bring out the oaks again, and so we've been trimming all around the bottom of the oaks so they don't have the competition. And this home will be a place where people can come and learn about solar and solar hot water and solar, passive solar, and all these different types of ways to run your house that doesn't require resources from the planet, but you can live off the grid essentially, really simply and beautifully.
This year I helped the environment because I picked up a lot of trash, I found a lot of worms, and I put them in a nice place in a plant, and I scared off some crows from gardens, and I helped a bird. So I've done a lot of things for the environment. Thank you.
Thank you.